Hi, I'm Hennings The Revelator. Today I want to talk about fear. What is the use of fear? Many a times people are just afraid. Fear of the unknown. You're just fearful. You're worried. You you cannot pinpoint, but you just have a fear. Fear of life. What will I do? Fear of money. Where am I going to get the money from? How am I going to pay my debts? How am I going to take care of my children? People fear many things. You fear relationships. I'm scared to get hurt. You worry what people say about you. You fear people's opinions. You're scared to do things because you fear people's opinions. You fear lots of things. You just fear. Some people are afraid of death, but Jesus overcame death, and we should not fear death anymore, for we have power over death. People fear many things. But today I want to reveal to you the use of fear. Why did God create fear? I know people will say the devil fear comes from the devil. Well, if you thought that, I've got something new for you. Of course, the devil does use fear to try and control us and manipulate us. But fear was created by God with a good use. There is something known as, scientists call it, a good fear. When you stand by a cliff, the reason why you won't jump over that cliff is because you are afraid to die. Scientists call that a healthy type of fear because it saves you from doing something stupid like jumping over a cliff or jumping over a bridge. That's a healthy kind of fear. So there's different types of fears, but I want to explain fear, why fear was created by God, so that you can get it clear. And from today, when you watch this, if you're watching this, from today, you will walk fear-free. And you will not allow the devil or people to manipulate you by fear, because fear was not created for manipulating people, and making them weak. But it has a good use. God created fear for a good use. Right. There is a scripture in Proverbs 9 verse 10. It says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding." That is a very powerful scripture. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. It says, when you fear God, that is when wisdom begins. I always imagine the 24 elders, the cherubims that surround God. They're said to be very intelligent beings. Why? It's because they fear God and they worship Him. And I'm sure the more they fear Him, the more knowledge they have about Him. The more they are aware of who He is. So the more you fear God, the more knowledge that you have of Him. This, I can even give you a scripture to back this up. Go to Psalms 25 verse 14. It says, "The secret of the Lord is with them that fear Him, and He will show them His covenant." The secret of the Lord is with them that fear Him, and He will show them His covenant. So when you want to get the secrets of God, you need to fear God. When you fear God, you get the secrets of God. That is the good use of fear. Not what the devil does and not what people do, people's opinions. Because what you fear controls you. What you fear controls you. Do you know why armies, nations conquer other nations? You see, they conquer nations. When a nation, like the days of Napoleon, when they would go to conquer, they'll go with a great army with great weapons. This is to instill fear. And when they instill fear, they're able to conquer you. See, war is all about instilling fear. If I'm able to instill fear in you, then I'm able to conquer you. And when I'm able to conquer you, it means I can rule over you. That is what the devil does. He brings fear in your life so that he's able to conquer you. And when he's able to conquer you, it means he controls and he rules you. Now, when he controls and he rules you, it means you are not able to do anything. Because when the devil controls and rules you, it means fear. He's using fear for his own purposes. This is why I want to give an explanation of what God created fear for, but the devil took it for his use. right? Have you noticed if you're working in an environment and probably on the internet, you're doing what you're doing, and your boss walks in, you all of a sudden panic and you leave what you're doing and pretend to be working. The reason why you do that because you fear your boss. Now, God created fear to control. I want you to get this. God created fear to control. But now the devil realized that God created fear to control. Now he uses it to control for himself. Because why I'm saying God created fear to control, I'll give you an example of a boss. If a boss walks in, you sort of a sudden panic, and it controls you, and you even do the things that you're supposed to be doing there and stop doing other things. You know, like I said, armies go to war with great weapons. This is they instill fear with great weapons and armies so that they can control you. Do you get that? Fear was created to control. Now, okay, right now in the world, there's human beings and their spirits. We do not see the spirits, right? But you are aware that there are demons and angels. Have you ever asked yourself why, if the demons hate us so much, why don't they take a stone and attack you? Why don't they take a knife and stab you? It's because they fear God. And that fear controls them from doing something stupid. As long as you're a child of God and giving your life to God, it means you're now under God's control. And God created fear to control the world. Right? So, when he created fear to control the world, a demon now cannot take a stone and hit you because it fears God. That fear controls it from doing something stupid like that because God will come down and destroy it. Because this world was given to man. This world was given to man. So man controls this world. So now, the only way a demon cannot come and cause chaos and the devil cause chaos is because it fears God, because God controls them by that fear. Do you get that clear? Fear was created to control. So as you see now, the enemy realized what? Let me use that fear to control people. That's when he'll come and tell you, you don't have money. You don't have money. You're useless. So you begin to fear now. You begin to fear. So when you begin to fear now, he now begins to control you and tells you, go to a witch doctor. Go into Satanism. Then you'll get money. See, he's now controlling you through that fear. Or even people's opinions. You want to do something that is good. Someone will tell you, I think what you're doing is not good. People say all kinds of things. They discourage you. You know, they tell you that they're doing that for recognition. Then you begin to fear what people say. And you stop doing the thing you're supposed to do because fear controls. Or even some people in relationships, they, you know, a wife or a girlfriend or even a boyfriend, you know, because you fear to be lonely. You fear to be lonely. So you fear to be lonely. Now your boyfriend will control you. If he tells you, I want to sleep with you, and you agree because you're fearful of being lonely. You see what? Fear controls people. So the devil knows that, and then he uses people to even manipulate you, like, do this for me. Because you're fearing a thing that this person won't love me. You fear, and fear begins to control you. God did not create fear for the devil and people to control. He created fear so that he can control the world. And like I said, yeah, the secret of the Lord is with them that fear him. When you fear God, you actually get something from him. Because it says, he tells you his secrets. It says, Proverbs 9:10 says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. See, when you fear God, you get wisdom. When you fear God, you get secrets. But the reason why he created fear, like I said, is to control. You won't do anything. Now people are, the enemy will not do anything stupid because God controls his world by fear. He's the mighty God that no one will challenge. And you yourself, you're scared to insult God because that fear is control. That's a good type of fear. He controls. But don't let the enemy manipulate you by fear. Don't let people control you and make you do things that you're not supposed to do because fear controls. I like the scripture in Proverbs 2:5 says, thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. Proverbs 2:5. Then thou shalt understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. So when you begin to fear God, you begin to find the knowledge of God. When you begin to fear God, you begin to find the knowledge of God. So you see, You see these types of fear. So God created fear so that he can control his world, so that you won't do anything stupid, and the devils will not do anything stupid. But then the enemy manipulates, turned that, and is now using that to control. Like I said, people will control you with fear. But God also, when you fear him, he gives you knowledge, more understanding. You know, when I got to understand this, I was like, oh, if you want to know more about God, understand him, fear him, honor him, respect him. You'll get more knowledge. You get more knowledge. So do not let fear control you and be manipulated by fear, because fear was created to control. That's the reason why fear was created. I hope you were truly blessed by this message. Yeah, and have a good type of fear. Say, God, give me your fear. God, give me your fear. The fear of God is the only fear that you need. Thank you.